Hey, you remember VCHA? They've been on hiatus for a long time. No one knows what's been going on with them. We thought that JYP put them all in the dungeon, but apparently things are actually even worse than that. Let's talk about it. So KJ put out a statement saying that she is leaving JYP and filing a lawsuit based off of the mistreatment and toxic environment that she had to deal with. Yikes. This comes as a shock because everything seemed to be going great for the girls. We do know that Kaylee was taking a leave from the group for a while, but we don't know why. And the group has basically just been silent a lot. So we knew that something may have been up, but we didn't know that it was due to this. I always thought that the girls would be having even better treatment than just the other groups in JYP because the group is also not only being under JYP, but also underneath Republic Records. So this is definitely a shock. In the statement that she put out, she lists multiple things that she's had to deal with, and reading the stuff seems pretty bad. She says a dance teacher forced her to repeat a dance move hundreds of times while holding a squat, and it caused a torn shoulder tendon. And she was denied water until only after she mastered it. She said the VCHA members were forced to dance and perform despite several injuries like sprained ankles, muscle strains, even though the doctors told them to rest. They had strict control over her life from the morning up until midnight, even later, doing many hours of dance training. And she was not compensated for her time working overtime. She was forced to live in a group home, even though the contract said it was only optional. And JYP chose an expensive $2.5 million home and made her owe $500,000 of that without her consent or input. A member was having a panic attack and asked for a break, and the staff said no and told her she was being disrespectful. What? KJ and her groupmates were denied proper meals as part of JYP's policy to maintain extreme thinness. That I'm not surprised by. KJ and her underage groupmates faced intense mental and emotional pressure, and some resulting to self-harm. KJ witnessed another member develop an ED, which led to a unalive attempt back in February 2024 after she ingested 42 NyQuil pills. Oh my God. The member began vomiting uncontrollably, and KJ discovered it. Although KJ and others had raised concerns with JYP, the staff dismissed them. ED. For comment, oh my God. JYP also concealed this unalive attempt, instructing the girls to lie about it. What the heck? That is terrible. There were hidden cameras, including one in the dining room, recording their private conversations and meals without their knowledge or consent. Oh my God. Only months later did she discover a surveillance sticker found in the pantry revealing their eating habits were monitored 24/7. That is insane. By April 2024, JYP claimed that KJ's work had resulted in an accumulated net income of negative $504,543, meaning she received no share of the profits from her hard work and was instead told that she owed them money. JYP unclear accounting made it impossible for her to determine what she was even actually owed, even though VCHA made a bunch of public appearances and, appeared in different magazines like Rolling Stones and also made performances. Those were not included in KJ's compensation calculations, and JYP profited off of her name and likeness without properly compensating her while falsely claiming she owed them. Wow. So that was basically the summary of everything that she mentioned in the document. I'll try to link it below so that way you can take a look at it because it's pretty bad. The fact that they were dealing with this mistreatment in America, not only that, but in California, which is known for having very strict child labor laws due to that's where Hollywood is. Not smart for the company to be doing that. But all I know is that, remember that girl Melissa, who even though she was chosen to go to Korea, she decided not to? Or pretty much all the members who did not get chosen for the finals or who became VCHA, they are all feeling like they dodged a bullet. And what's even weirder that just a couple of weeks ago, JY Park himself made an announcement saying that VCHA is going to make a comeback in 2025. They've been basically on hiatus because he's working on helping them to create their identities, trying to make sure that they're not K-pop, but more localized in an American way to show their non-K-pop, but like actual Western style. And it's just like, he just glossed over basically everything that's been going on with the members due to what his company has been doing to him. Maybe not him personally, but his company has had an effect on that. And it's weird because at the end of the document, she says she wanted to thank JYP himself and JYP, the entertainment company. She only just had a problem with JYP, the US division. So it makes me think that it pretty much seems like she's not mad at all of them, but just the ones, certain staff members who mishandled them while they were in America.
And then JYP USA recently put out this statement basically saying everything she said was false and exaggerated, so they took no accountability, which made KJ upset. And then she released her own statement saying she was disappointed that they would not take accountability. She's going to continue to fight. And her representative or attorney or whatever said that they are trying to make it so that she can still have an opportunity to release her own music.
No one is surprised that all this stuff that's happening. You hear about idols talk about their trainee days of when they had to basically diet and work really long hours. They were away from their family. There was a lot of bad comments made to them, telling them they're not doing good enough or that they're too fat. Like, I heard about that stuff. She didn't really tell us anything we didn't know as far as what K-pop idols have to go through, but just because it's the norm, it doesn't mean it's right. And that's the thing. Fans have gotten so used to hearing about these toxic things that happen that it has become normalized. And then even worse, when you hear about it happening to minors who are debuting and seeing the stuff that they go through, you don't realize that that's basically what we call here in America child exploitation. They're exploiting these children by making them go through these things, and it's like it's normalized because you see it happen so much. So the fact that the idols just pretty much take it and go along with it makes the fans feel like, well, you know, they all do it. You just have to deal with it. And that's not right. Not realizing that these people are not always living the way that they show you on camera. And it's so dumb that I even saw a post on Reddit being like, oh, JYP is like the best company. They treat their members really well. Or some other people being like, oh, HYBE is such a great company. They treat their idols really well. All companies are toxic. There is no K-pop company that keeps their members' best interest at heart. At the end of the day, it's all based on greed because it's a business. I feel like KJ and pretty much anyone else who tries to audition for any type of K-pop company, you know, they're all fans at first, and they are aware that there is some toxicity in the training program or how they treat idols in general, but they were not really expecting what was to come actually when they joined the company, because knowing about it and experiencing it firsthand are two separate different things. This type of, you know, toxic environment, neglect, and abuse has been going on for basically decades, for as long as K-pop's been going around. And I hope that her lawsuit and the lawsuit with any of the other K-pop groups that are starting to happen nowadays really puts a light on what's going on in the industry and open up a discussion about how draining this is for idols behind the scene. Yeah, I always knew that something like this was going to happen when these K-pop companies try to create a foreign group while copying the whole K-pop formula. So these K-pop countries try to bring their way of working to the West, where this type of behavior is not accepted by society. And they think that they could just push these young people to their limits, making them think that they will succeed. It's just a very Asian way of thinking. That is why the training system does not work outside of South Korea, because people in other Western countries, especially the United States, do not put up with that. It makes me think that things have clearly gone too far and the system really, really needs to change. But also at the end of the day, you know, K-pop idols, it's a job to them. They will always be targeting kids and teenagers with their music, always smiling and happy. And those young people will see that and think that it's glamorized and will try to do the same thing. So it could just be a cycle of, oh, they did it, I want to do it too. And young people will always get inspired to want to be like their idols. I'm just hoping that companies will create a better environment for those who do, and that the punishment and consequences for toxic environment will hopefully be a lot better in the future. I don't know if things will ever get better. I'm hoping so, but we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, I hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe, and let me know what you think about this whole situation because it is so crazy. Comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video.